guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of In the Kitchen with Caitlin. Today we are making some tomato and rice cake Napoleons. And helping me is my friend Guy Fletcher, comedian, writer, singer-songwriter, dancer, improviser, stand-up.
Yeah,
Am I forgetting anything?
I think they get the point now.
He's a really talented guy.
Do everything.
Yeah, and we're making an amazing dish with a little bit of healthy spin on it and rice. I mean, who doesn't like rice? I mean...
My grandmother can't eat rice, but...
Oh, that's sorry for her. But everyone in the world who's gluten-free and always requesting gluten-free recipes on social media, this is for you. So, if you're hungry, let's get started.
Cool.
So first, let's do our rice cakes.
Let's
do it. All right, so we're gonna put some stuff to the side that's gonna be for later. So we're gonna use that for later. That's gonna be soon, so don't put it too far away. That's good. This is for later. I'm gonna do our tomatoes later, but this is for our rice cakes. So let's get a mixing bowl and something to mix with. So we are going to start with 2 cups of rice already cooked. All right, so we got some rice. So if you wanna hold this.
Yes.
And then I can spoon it in a little bit easier, actually. Oops.
It's all good.
It's all right. It's not always pretty, guys. Remember that.
Snowing rice.
Yes, basically. Okay, so that's 1 cup. So dump that. And we're going to do a 2nd cup. It's okay. And I mean, like I was saying, lots of people are gluten-free now.
It's very trendy.
It's so trendy to have a gluten intolerance. That's
Everyone needs a friend with a gluten intolerance.
Everyone has a friend with a gluten intolerance. But anyway, so now we can be inclusive of those folks and cook something fun for them too. You know, because gluten, it's everywhere. Seriously, soy sauce everywhere. So you gotta be extra careful. And then we're gonna do 1/4 cup of shredded cabbage. You know, just for a little bit of nutritional value. It's really, really good for you. But we're gonna cut this up a little bit more. So we're gonna do this. Hold this for 1 second. I'm gonna get a cutting board. Okay.
Miss Caitlin.
Now, you're my assistant. Okay. Great. So I'm gonna grab this from you. We're gonna move this to the side.
Are we done with this for now?
For now, yeah, no, we're good with that. So you can buy it pre-shredded, save a lot of time, and then you just cut it a little bit more, because that way it doesn't compete too much with your rice and it blends in. It just gives it a nice texture, you know. Right. And to be honest, when I was doing this tester recipe with my friend Henrietta, who's we joke and call her my sous chef. We were making this, and then she was like, I have some cabbage that's about to go bad. What should we do with it? And I'm like, throw it in. And it worked really, really well. So we were like, let's keep that. So we did. And here it is, straight to you guys.
It's nice to weave the mistakes into the greater pattern.
Right? And it wasn't even totally a mistake. It was more just like on a whim. Like it's important when you're doing cooking, so you're gonna mix that, to have a little bit of nuance sometimes and work with what you got. We've been talking for a while about doing like a what's in my fridge episode, where it's like I can only cook something without a recipe, but what's in the fridge. We're not there yet.
Nice.
This isn't that episode though.
Okay.
So though, like a lot of these, so this is 1/4 cup of cheese, by the way, so keep stirring. So a lot of these recipes come from traditions in my family. This one, not so much, but a lot of them are. And I have this word I've made up for it called foodition. It's a food-based tradition. And we just want to know, like, does the Fletcher family have any fooditions?
The Fletcher family. My dad would make cheese on toast. Is that... I feel like that's pretty basic, though.
Doesn't matter if it's basic. Okay. What was the, like, when? And
like, whenever there was nothing to eat.
You gotta be more specific than that.
Like, out of imagination, we'd ordered pizza too many times already that week. Am I just stirring?
Mm-hmm. Just stir it all together.
Cheese on toast would be a sure crowd pleaser that easily is overdone. You know?
Right.
That's the simplest thing that comes to mind because we're not huge foodies. Whatever my mother would try to cook famously is unaccepted by the family.
Oh, my mom was the same way.
Oh.
It was my dad who's the cook.
Yeah. Well, yeah, me too. The only thing he made was cheese on toast. So. Not exactly a huge achievement.
That's awesome. So is there a particular cheese?
No. It would be yellow colored. A yellow color cheese.
American or cheddar, you think?
I think that they would go for like American.
Okay.
Classic.
Classic.
I think Swiss cheese if he was being very fancy.
Oh, that is fancy.
Yeah.
What kind of toast? I know, we
Well,
got
if
it. We
my
got to be
mother's in
specific.
the house, then she's gonna make sure to banish anything that's less than whole grain.
Oh, okay.
So at least that.
All right,
know.
so whole grain with like...
Yeah, some butter and cheese on toast and a tomato and lemon and some salt sprinkled and pepper and maybe a bit of parsley.
Wow, so he really put some thought into
yeah.
this.
It was a good cheese on toast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this wasn't just like a glorified grilled cheese. This is like, all right.
A glorified grilled cheese. I mean, what's the difference?
All right, no, was it, so these were open-faced grilled cheeses, basically?
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Without the grill. Although maybe you did. You toast the bread a little bit first, and then with the cheese, put it into the mini toaster oven.
Yeah. Oh, that's how I'd like to make grilled cheese, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's literally not even glorified.
No.
Unless you count salt and pepper.
Yeah. Because it's more than just a cheese there.
Yeah. Small sprinkles of glory.
Love it. Love it. So we're going to put tablespoon of chopped cilantro. If you're not into cilantro, you can use some parsley instead. Because I know a lot of people hate on cilantro.
It's just so funny that like somebody would hate cilantro but be okay with parsley.
Well, because cilantro's got a little zestiness to
Okay.
it. So some people find that offensive. It's not so much like a texture or a green thing. It's the
racism. Oh, the cilantro.
it's plantism,
Okay.
herbism. It's herbism.
I'm not offended by cilantro.
I'm not either. I love it,
Yeah,
but
you can sprinkle it on me anytime.
can't. Perfect on your grilled cheese.
Yes.
You're glorified
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Or parsley. I won't be able to tell the difference.
Awesome.
Here we go.
All right, yeah, let's take a look. So you want to scoop from the bottom. You're doing a great job so far, though.
Thank you. It's very hard to banter and help at the same time.
I know. We get our guests multitasking. That's why we only ask the most talented people to be on the show.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's usually genius types that can, you know.
I mean, I'm glad I'm sticking to the script so well. I didn't think I'd remember everything. Had to stay up all night last night.
We're really not scripted. But all your improv training is coming in really handy. Yeah. This looks good. Okay, so we're ready to turn this rice mixture. And you want it to be about this texture, so it's sticky and it stays in clumps like that. So now that Guy has done an amazing job because of all his talents, he was able to multitask and stir and
talk.
chat at the same time. We're ready to head to the stove and fry these up. You're going to take 3 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin, in a pan on medium-high heat, and we'll show you the rest when we get there, right? We're going to take an ice cream scoop full, and this is where you're going to help be my assistant. So you're going to hold that for 1 second, and then you're going to put one down and press. All right. We're going to do a couple more of these. There we go. The process is actually a lot like making latkes.
Yeah.
If you've
That's
ever.
Jewish tradition from
Right.
back home,
Yeah.
from Israel.
Did anyone in your family ever make latkes for the holidays?
Oh, yeah.
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 Who?
Well, I have a very big family,
Okay.
and they're all Jewish,
Okay.
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So basically everybody.
Oh, okay. Even
Yeah.
your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Even my
Okay.
mom, who normally hate fried food,
Mm-hmm.
would make an exception for latkes.
Perfect. We can put this
And
down.
also donuts in Hanukkah were also fried.
Oh,
but-
yeah?
Yeah.
Donuts are big.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's some more food dishes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, but that's not special to the Fletchers.
No.
Like all
It's
of the
like
juice.
most.
Yeah.
We don't know if all. We can never speak for everybody.
You're Jewish?
I'm not.
Okay.
A lot of people
Okay.
ask me if I am.
No, I didn't think you were.
No.
You look, waspier than a wasp.
Do I? A lot of people think I am, and they say it's because of my nose.
Very charming.
I know. No, it's true. I've gotten that a lot. But I'm not. It's an Italian nose.
Okay.
Also a culture known for their noses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both very hearty, lively
It's
people.
There's a lot of like overlap between the personality of a big Jewish family and the personality of a big Italian family.
Yeah.
Everyone's very
Red-blooded, Mediterranean,
yes,
passionate.
exactly. See, these are looking good. And they'll start to get a little stiff when they're ready to flip.
Give them more time to stiffen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oil's not a virgin anymore.
It's not virginal.
No longer extra virgin.
Speaking of virgins, you do have your dating coaching.
Yes, I'm.
Like that segue?
Well, a lot of my clients are virgins.
Get out.
Yeah.
Tell me. Okay.
Because they're the ones that are desperate enough that need help.
Way to talk them up. Way to talk them up. I want to help you if you're desperate.
Well, I'm transitioning into comedy.
Right.
And my comedic dating book is called The Cure for Love, No Standards, which, of course, any virgin that abides by that rule wouldn't be one for long.
Right. No, for sure.
So that's the problem, is they're all holding out for Mr. Perfect.
Or
Mrs.
like big love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what do you do when you coach somebody with dating?
Well, with my normal situation is that I coach straight guys to overcome their fear of talking to women in public places.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
My secret, I don't know, tell me if it's a good secret.
Okay.
Maybe it's not my secret. It's like I'll find something, like whether or not they're wearing it or something that they might be like doing if they're reading a book or what they might be listening to, and like ask them a question about it.
No, that's perfect. That's like rule number one. The
Oh.
most obvious thing.
Yeah, like something obvious,
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a really awesome shirt. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of 6.
Really?
Yeah. No.
See? But you see,
Yeah. You made me feel special there
yeah.
for a minute.
But that's a thing not just with like dating. I think that's a thing like if you're just gonna meet people in life, it's a good way to approach new people because then you're already starting to have that connection.
Yeah, but in general, why would you think or go into your head about a pickup line or something when there's a person with like a whole abundance of
Right, you
things
want
to talk about?
Yeah, you want to connect to the person. See, I'm feeling coached already. After you fry your rice cakes, you're going to put them on a paper towel on a plate to drain. And now Guy is going to chat with us and help me slice our tomatoes. These are plum tomatoes, and you're going to slice them into little coins.
Coins.
Yes,
Okay.
about like 1/4 of an inch thick. All right.
Such as this?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And then just put them right in. And then I'm going to take a little bit of sea salt and just sprinkle that on a little bit. Great. And just give it a couple of minutes on each side, then we flip those over. So tell us a little bit more about this coaching. So we've already got the first gist of it, but now tell me.
Well, I've had a lot of clients in the past, and I'm trying now to reach a broader audience with my book and with my writings. So I have a blog right now that's called Love Stories to Turn Your Heart to Stone. .wordpress.com. And the book being called The Cure for Love, No Standards, it's kind of an anti-romantic approach to love.
Okay.
In a way. I don't know.
Fill us in on that. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So far.
Good. Like, how many times have you had your heart broken?
Oh, dozens.
Dozens.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, if it's that much, then maybe it's like less intense in a way.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like if someone was like, I've had it once and it's never gonna heal.
Yeah,
Then that's
no.
Right.
It's like one of those things where, like, if you're cooking on a stove all the time and you touch a hot pan, first time you're gonna burn yourself, but then your skin's gonna like callus up and get used to it, and then you keep
Nice.
touching pans when you grab them out of the stove.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Like Rumi, the poet, said, keep getting your heart broken until it stays open. Till you can no longer
Oh, so this is your dating
feel the pain.
philosophy
My
approach.
my approach is, yeah. And women more than men, I think, would benefit from learning this because, like, one could say guys already have more of an immunized approach to love.
At least in this society. Okay.
Whereas girls, like, walk around, like, protecting their hearts, like, waiting for their prince to come,
Right.
like, traditionally speaking. And I think that they end up losing out on a lot of experiences that way and doing the necessary hardening up that's required to experience. Because, like, why does love have to be painful?
That's true.
In a way. We're all looking for that experience, but in the end, a successful marriage is built more on
Openness.
a long-lasting friendship and
Yeah.
trust and people that are on the same journey together, right? Who can support each other in a journey.
Yeah. It's about having a partner.
Yeah. Not just someone to abuse and get abused by.
Yeah.
Because love is a roller coaster, and we are on a quest for the most exciting one and the most scary one, and I just want to tell people that there's another option.
Right. And I mean, what about I love this term that Patty Stanger uses on her show, the bigger, better deal syndrome. What do you feel?
Love Patty Stanger.
Yeah.
Definitely my spirit animal.
Right? I thought you would. But the bigger, better deal, like, what about that?
Well, there's always something more.
Yeah, like the
glistening
grass
on
is
the-
always, the grass is always
So
greener.
I think that here's kind of a controversial thought, maybe.
Okay.
That, like, we can have many relationships over time. We don't need to look for the one that we're locked into for life, and potentially even having the possibility to stay open can be actually healthy for you. Maybe not for the relationship, but maybe you're more important than a relationship in a way.
Oh, wow, I like that.
Like, you never know when someone will inspire your next great artwork.
Right.
So why would you deny that for yourself? And you can make a commitment to someone for life and stay monogamous, but still, I do think that the idea of chasing people is beneficial, but only if you can keep your eye open on, like, the greater picture. And not get lost in the game, but see that it's, for example, if you met someone who's, like, flirting with you very strongly, they might motivate you to achieve the goals that you've been setting up for yourself anyway, to become that better version of yourself. Are they going to be the partner that's going to fulfill your needs on a regular basis for life? Probably not. Probably the type of people that motivate you to become more and greater are always a little bit ephemeral and out of reach. Like, maybe we always need that carrot
On a stick.
to get us up the hill. It just depends where your priorities are.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then maybe there are experiences that you want to have in your life that are more lustful and passionate, and you want to get on the roller coaster every once in a while, but as long as you can remember that maybe the goal is to get your heart broken and, like, is to get that experience, then you can just enjoy the ride without worrying
Yeah.
about what's going to happen when you fall off.
Yeah. Now, Guy is going to help me chop some onion. We're going to use a quarter of a cup of onion, and we're going to use a clove of garlic, and we're going to toss this in a saucepan. So you can do those. All right. Sorry to reach over you.
Of course.
And while he does that, I'm going to take a cup of balsamic vinegar, pour it in a saucepan. Pardon me.
I'm washing my hands again.
Oh, good.
Just to remind everyone.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put this on medium heat. It's going to start to boil, and then when it does, we'll reduce it to a simmer. Do not cover it. You want to let it reduce till it's almost like a syrupy consistency. It won't be a full-on syrup because it'll still be warm. It'll get more syrupy as it cools. How you doing over there?
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
Back to banter?
Yeah, back to banter.
Okay.
Now that we have some busy work.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm quite inspired that you actually talk to guys when you see someone interesting.
Really?
Because I think not enough women do that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, most women don't.
Really?
Yeah. Is it your family that you were brought up extra friendly? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, my
Okay.
mom's really friendly. My mom would talk to like a wall.
And this never like embarrassed you or?
No, maybe my sister
Your
got
sister gets a
embarrassed
little
because
bit-
she's kind of introverted, where I am like, I actually have a similar personality to that, so it
Yeah.
never struck me as weird or embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's just what you do.
Yeah. And you were the firstborn, so you
That's-
didn't have time to judge.
Right, exactly.
You're just busy getting brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually the best place to talk to people is the subway,
Really?
for my personal
Nice.
experience.
So why the subway?
Well, they're trapped there.
Yeah.
They
Can't
can't
go
escape. You're probably making their ride more interesting. But more importantly, they're making yours more interesting. I think that's very important is this is for you. Like, it's not about whether you get some kind of response or whether they're hooking. And that's why, like, when you ask me what's my success rate or whatever, I would say it's 100%.
Oh.
Not necessarily because everybody that I coach ends up married after a few sessions, but because everybody overcomes their fear of talking to strangers within the first session.
Wow.
Within the first 10 minutes. Well, they have to, because that's what the session is.
You're a stranger at that point.
Yeah, true. But like, if they're not talking to people, and then I can't help them. I can't give them advice. So it's all about just say hello, say hi, start a conversation, and then they do it on their own. And that's their success because they come out of the session and they're no longer afraid.
Yeah.
They see once you see it's possible, everything changes.
That's true for everything in your life, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to see it and then believe it, but sometimes you have to believe it before you can see it. So
It's true.
that's where I come in.
Yes. Giving them the faith.
I will give your viewers exercise if they feel like they're that introvert
Yeah.
that can never.
Please help us.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many people actually follow this, but this is what I needed to burst out of my
Yeah.
bubble of isolation and realize that I needed to realize that it's okay to be made a fool of. It's okay to be rejected. There's nothing to fear there. Because I had way too much importance associated with the response, which is triggered by the fact that in our DNA, as cavemen, if we would approach someone and it didn't go well, we'd probably be used for food for their tribe. And it's still with us, you know. Or if we hit on the girl, then the tribe leader would automatically club us to death.
Right, because that's
So,
his.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, girls have a completely different wiring mechanism set up where any man they talk to, they are afraid of being considered a slut because, you know, if they talk to every man, then how does the man know that the baby is his?
Right.
So,
Right. Well, that's biology.
so what I did is I went to a shopping mall where I knew there would be a lot of people.
Okay.
And I just stood at a busy section and I just said, hey, how are you? And that's it, to everybody that I saw.
Okay.
And of course, after a while, there would be people like trying to make conversation with me, and I was like, no, I'm just doing my thing. Or people coming back and being like, wait, you just asked us that on our way there. Like, do you need to go to the mental institution or something? And it was just me like being okay with being thought of as like the crazy person. I guess it helped in a way that this was done in Israel.
Did
where
it?
I knew I was like leaving the next week, and so maybe like don't go to where everybody knows you already.
Right. Well, that also defeats the purpose of the exercise because they're not strangers then if they all know you.
Yeah. But I feel like some people might be cringing, like listening to that idea.
Of course, because that's the ones who need it. Well, now that this is nice and reduced, we can start assembling our Napoleons.
Okay.
So let's get to that. So we have these little pieces that we're going to put together. That's what makes it a Napoleon. So we're going to take a rice
Is that
cake.
because Napoleon had many parts to his personality?
I don't really know why they call it a Napoleon.
Okay,
But usually
just-
people hear Napoleon, they think dessert, but it's really just stack of something.
Oh.
So
Maybe it's like France over Germany over England, like what he wanted for his empire.
maybe
Maybe it was
'cause-
his breakfast.
maybe it's his height. They're about as tall as Napoleon when you stack these things.
Although interestingly, Napoleon was 5'7", which was tall for his time.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of funny? Like, yeah, that is not that. They exaggerate how short he is.
Everything gets exaggerated.
Yeah, it's true. But it's like we had like
Yeah.
recorded history then. Like it wasn't.
It wasn't even that long ago.
It wasn't that. So you could stack these as tall as you really want. You can go really crazy, but then they might topple over, but we'll just do a medium height one. And now let me go get our beautiful reduction.
Wow. It's like
so
a beautiful savory cake.
Literally, it's a rice cake. Let me grab a spoon, and we're gonna just spoon this on.
And to be honest, when you were making so many patties, I was wondering, like, how many people are you going to feed? But now that I see that each one takes so many, it's like almost like we don't have enough patties.
But we do.
No, we do.
We've got plenty.
More than enough.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite part.
The eating.
You got it. All
How
right.
did I guess?
Let's dig in.
It's very comfort food.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, the cheese, the frying. I feel like anything with sauce and cheese spells comfort. At least for me. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. Well, Guy, your advice today has been invaluable.
Aw.
So thank you so much
Thank you.
for that. And I'm sure the viewers at home feel the same way. So,
I hope so. There's no way to really know that for sure.
well, thank you so much for being here. And be sure to check out Guy. Where should they check you out?
Facebook.com/thecureforlove. I post constantly on Instagram at probably bipolar. And add me on Facebook, Guy J. Fletcher, if you'd like to reach out about a session.
Yay! And thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in yet again. And make sure to come back next time. And don't forget your empty stomach.